This is a 2016 Audi Q3. We have already reviewed the entry-level BMW. So today we're going to review the entry-level Audi. So let's get started.
Special thanks to Platinum Autos for lending us this Audi Q3 for a review. They have an awesome inventory of other cars which also contains a lot of other luxury cars as well. And all the cars over here are available at a very low price. If you talk about the Audi Q3 that we are reviewing today, well, the showroom price of a new Audi Q3 is about
44 lakhs.
But over here, it's available at a price of
25 lakhs.
And you know what? We'll make it even better for you. If you subscribe to our channel and you want to buy this car or any other car over here, well, you'll get some special discounts. So go subscribe to our channel right now if you want to take advantage of this special benefit. Now let's talk performance, because this car has a beast under the hood. This car has a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine capable of producing 184 horsepower and 380 Newton meters of torque. And talking about a 5-seater SUV which is for a family, well, those are pretty great numbers.
We're going to start with the styling from the front end and make our way to the back. Up front, we have a massive hexagonal grille with the Audi logo surrounded by chrome slats. We also have a small Quattro badge within the grille. But by far the most beautiful styling cue of the Audi Q3 are the headlamps. We have a projector headlamp setup with invert bending DRLs which give this car a menacing look, not only from front but also from sides. Coming to the side of this car, we have 17-inch alloy wheels which have a good design, but other than that, this car has a Quattro decal which signifies that this car is a 4-wheel drive car. At the back of this car, we have yet another Quattro badge. But anyways, talking about the tail lamps in this car, we have LED tail lamps which have been continued from the previous Q3 models. But the interesting part about them is that the brake lights and the indicators have been situated in the top part, but the reverse lights are situated down there.
So starting with the features, we'll first start from outside the car and then move our way inside. Now the first feature is related to the key, and this is one feature that I love about all German cars, and that is opening and closing all the windows of the car using just the key. All you have to do is just press and hold the unlock button of the key to open all the windows, as you can see. Similarly, closing them is very easy as well. All you have to do is just press and hold the lock button. Now once we move inside the car, I want to talk about the steering wheel. It's a beautiful leather wrap steering wheel which has 4 spokes, and it is a unique style which I have not seen in any other car. It's also a multifunctioning steering wheel, and we'll talk about them right now. Using the left side controls on the steering wheel, you can control the center gauge display in this car. And so we'll talk about that right now. At first, the center gauge display offers a lot of information like the time, the gear you are in, and the outside temperature. Along with that, you also have the odometer. Using the wheel on the steering wheel over here, I can change the middle information over there. Right now it's giving me the second odometer of the car, but I can change that to the average speed of the car, that is 25 kilometers per hour for this car, and then I can change it to the average fuel economy of the car, and then I have the real-time fuel economy of the car, which the car is turned off right now, that's why it's not showing it. And next I have the real-time speed. Once again, the car is turned off, that is why it's showing 0. And last but not the least, we have the range of the car. But I'm not done with the center gauge display just yet. Using this button, I can change the information it is showing on the display right now. As you can see, it's given me a bunch of different options like the efficiency program, the digital speedometer, and the reduced display. The reduced display will just show nothing on the display so that it's as decluttered as possible, but I can change that to say the digital speedometer. As the name suggests, it will show me the real-time speed of the car in digital format. And then the efficiency program will show me the efficiency of the car, like the real-time average over here and the average mileage of the car, which the car is not showing right now as the car is turned off. And then using these buttons over here, I can also change the information right now. Like over here, it will give me the alerts of the car, like it is saying me to refuel the car right now. And once again, using this button, I can change it to the music in this car, which is not connected right now because the car is turned off. And then once again, if I press that button, it will show me the call setting. And that was the center gauge display in this car. But if you look in the interior of this car, at first glance, it may seem like that there is only one display, and that is the center gauge display in this car. But that's not true. There is an infotainment display in this car. and that is foldable. That's why you can't see it. On the dashboard of this car, which may seem like a storage cubby at first, when you push it, it reveals the hidden infotainment display in this car. You can use the right side controls of the steering wheel to control the infotainment display in this car. And the button with the star on it is one customizable button, which we will talk about later. Right now, we'll talk about the infotainment display in this car. When you start the infotainment display in this car, it greets you with this display right now, which gives you a bunch of different options between car, telephone, information, media, radio and tone. To control the infotainment display, you have the buttons over here which are given in the center console over here. And these 4 buttons have a special use which I will show you later in the video. To select anything, you just have to press this button over here, and moving to anything can be done using this dial over here. Anyways, coming back to the display, we'll talk about the settings one by one. First, we have car. Opening the car settings reveals the drive select of this car, which you can select using the infotainment display as I'm showing you right now. But you also have a second button given over here which says drive select. Coming back to the display, you can see in the borders of this display you have something written, and that is system, and the other borders are right now empty. So coming back to the controls over here, you can see these buttons which I told you I will tell about earlier. Well, now is the time I tell about them. Pressing this button will open the system settings as it's written over here, and as other borders are right now empty, pressing any of these buttons will not do anything. So if I press this button, it should open the system settings, and that is exactly what it does. Opening the vehicle settings in this car, it gives you a lot of other features like the steering wheel button. When you press that, it gives you other features like traffic program, on off, switch radio media and skip forward. Well, selecting anything on this screen right now will program this button, which I told you is a customizable button on the steering wheel. And this is one feature that I think is a very good feature, and other car manufacturers should also come up with it. Anyways, coming back to the display, going back to the other functions, you have exterior lighting, background lighting, center locking and lock while driving. And then coming back, in the driver assist, you have the speed warning, parking aid and the rest recommendation. If we go into parking aid, it gives you the rear volume, rear frequency, in-car entertainment fader, which means that when you are parking this car anywhere, the parking sensors will give you some kind of alert when you are moving close to something. And when you press this over here, you can control the volume at which you want the parking sensors to beep at. Similarly, if you go to frequency, you can control the frequency at which the parking sensors will beep at. And so this is one little fun thing in which you can, I think, create your own music. So anyways, last but not the least, we have the in-car entertainment fader. When you click on this, it gives you a dial between the lowest and the highest volume settings. What that does is that when you are parking into something and you put the car into the reverse gear, the entertainment sound in this car, that is the music that is playing inside the car, will turn down a little bit so that you can hear the parking sensors. Coming back to the main display over here, you have the AC, which is nothing new and so I won't go into that, and the service and checks. When you click on this, it gives you the tire pressure monitoring system in this car and the service intervals. And so that was about the car settings in this car. Coming back to telephone, that is the Bluetooth connection with your telephone, so there is nothing new in that. Coming back to the info settings, when you click on that, it gives you the traffic input that the Audi system has, which is not available right now and it is not recorded because the car is right now turned off. So once again, as you can see in the border, it's written settings over here. So if I press this button, it should open the settings. When I click on that, it shows you the traffic program, so you can turn it on or off. And coming back, you have the media controls in which you can control the Bluetooth audio in this car, and then you have the normal radio in any car. And then last but not the least, we have the tone. Clicking on this, it offers you with the features of the equalizer in this car, like the gala, fader, balance, bass and treble. And as you can see, you have once again functions on the border of this car like system, telephone and entertainment. So pressing these buttons will give you those features. And so that was the infotainment display in this car. As you can see, it had a lot of features and it took a pretty long while to even explain them. But you did notice one thing, and that this infotainment display is not touchscreen. It's a display which you can control using the controls in the center console stack. But one thing that I do like is that all of those features that I just explained to you that were on the menu screen, all of those settings can be opened using their respective buttons which are given in the center console stack. So which is nice, and it also saves time. For example, if you want to open the car settings, you can just press one button and not fiddle around the infotainment display while driving the car. And now after the infotainment display, I want to talk about the AC controls in this car. The AC controls in this car are 2-zone climate controls, which is once again a very good feature, and I have explained it in many of my videos as well, but I'm going to explain once again. In 2-zone climate controls, the best feature is that you can control the AC temperature for the driver's side seat to a different temperature, and the passenger can set his temperature to a different thing according to his liking, and so that way you don't have to debate or argue about the fact that what temperature you want in the vehicle. You can each set your different temperatures. One thing very interesting in the AC controls of this car is that over here you can see that it's given a dial to control the temperature. Well, it's not actually a dial because you can't actually rotate it. Once you rotate it, it comes back to its initial position, which is quite weird and interesting. It's an Audi, so obviously it has to have a sunroof, and I know that you guys love watching the sunroof open and close, so here you go. And so if you noticed one thing, that when the sunroof opened, the sun blind didn't go out of the way, because this is one feature of the Audi Q3. You can open the sunroof of the car and the sun blind won't go out of the way. That way you won't get the sun inside the car, but you will still get the ventilation. If you take off both the things, that is the time when you get the sun as well as the wind.
We will start with the practicality with the glove box in this car. But first, we'll have to wait for it to open.
Believe me, I have not slowed down this video at all. This is how much time this glove box takes to open.
But yes, once it opens, we can see that it is a velvet lined glove box which is large enough. But the good thing is that it is ventilated and lighted. Moving to the center console, above the gear lever, we have a small storage cubby which is lighted and can also be used to keep your phone or small toll receipts. And below the gear lever, there are two cup holders, which, you guessed it, are lighted. The adjustable center armrest in this car also doubles as a center console storage, which when open is quite large and also have a USB port in this car. But we're not done with the storage cubbies yet. We also have a closable storage cubby on the driver's side seat. Now in the rear seats, we have seat nets for the passenger as well as driver's side seats. But unlike the X1, where you can fold the center seat for accessing the trunk, in this car you can fold the side seat.
And now for one of the most important things while buying a car, and that is comfort. And in a luxury car such as the Audi Q3, the luxury will be at its peak. When I talk about the driver's side seat experience, the leather seats are fantastic. They're very soft, due to which I have a comfy ride, and I also have these grippy seats, especially due to the fact that these have a buckety design, which I love. The best part about these seats are that they have automatic controls, due to which I don't have to put any kind of manual effort. And also you have automatic lumbar support in this car, which is great and also very relaxing while driving the car. But the thing is that the automatic controls are only for the driver's side seat. For the passenger side seat, you have semi-automatic controls. For moving the seat back and forth and the backrest back and forth, you have manual controls, but the lumbar support in that seat as well is also automatic. But one thing to notice is that in every car that we have reviewed, in which the passenger side seat has manual controls, you don't have height adjustability. Well, the Audi Q3 also has height adjustability for the passenger side seat, but it is manual. And now for the rear seats. I was just sitting in the front seat and I had that seat positioned according to me. And now even then, when I come to the rear seats, I'm pretty tall, 6'1", and even then when I come to the rear seats, you can see that I have 3 or 4 inches of legroom available to me, which is great, and headroom is absolutely enormous with about 5 or 6 inches to spare due to that roof cutout, which is great. And if I talk about the seats, obviously the seat material is the same, with that very soft and comfy experience, which is great. And so with that, we complete our review of the Audi Q3. I think that it's an amazing car. The features it has to offer, the luxuriness in this car is amazing at the price point of just
25 lakh rupees.
Please remember that this is the top model and the new cost for about 45 lakhs. So that is a bargain. And remember, if you want an additional
Benefit?
well, subscribe to our channel right now. And if you like our video, please give us a thumbs up. And if there is anything that you want us to improve on, remember that you can always tell us down in the comments below. Thank you.